The echoes of eternity. The holla calling me. To pluck the strings of destiny. The holla calling me. The holla calling me.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jay at Berserker Racing here. Gonna do a quick video on the header situation I had last weekend. I did get it figured out, and I think it's gonna be really good. In case you're wondering, this is one of the best beers in the world. At least to me it is. And you're gonna enjoy a few of these with me throughout this video. Turn this camera around. Alright, excuse the mess. So as you can see, the mock-up motor's still in here. I've got the up and forward turbo headers on here still. These are those unbranded name eBay cheap Chinese junk, but they work. And I got this idea from Robert Bell from Bad Luck Garage, and I'll put a link to his channel in the description. But Robert has been a huge help in this, and he actually did a video on this exact thing. And basically what it is, it's just moving the coils upward about 1.5 to 2 inches. Well, these are just for mock-up, using some cheap metal. I'm going to transfer it over to something else. I have some aluminum pieces that I cut out, right? And I'll make those look nice. They're a little bit more rigid. I have 4 of those that I made. Or I can use these pieces. I think these came with an old transmission cooler that I bought years ago. But these are more rigid than the ones that are on there now, and they're already drilled. I think I could take them down, so, see from here down to this hole, and then just, cut it, the same shape as up here. Do that times 4, and I think it'll look a lot better and probably be a lot easier overall. But yeah, so that's the fix. Basically what that does, and let me see if I can get in here with this. Don't mind the wrapping, horrible wrapping job of the headers. It was a quick fix at the track. Same thing with that tape around the wires, because they used to sit right on the headers. And I was just killing wires left and right. But basically you can see there is space between every wire now. It moves the wires up, like I said, about 1.5 to 2 inches. And man, I can't thank him enough. So if you're thinking about running the cheap eBay unbranded forward-facing turbo headers on your LS swap 3rd gen Camaro or Firebird, it can be done. And you don't have to buy those super expensive relocation brackets. You don't have to make your own custom wires like I was talking about doing. No, you keep the same wires you were running, or you can use the ones that Robert runs on his it's a different part number. I like these ones by JDM Speed on eBay. I think they're like 26 bucks shipped. I have like 2 boxes full of them because I was burning them up so often. So I'm going to use up all of those before I go to a different brand. But needless to say, they're the same length as the ones that Robert was using as well. But yeah, you can see it moves them up, it stretches the wire out a little bit, and they're not super tight, like they have plenty of wiggle room, so yeah. So what I'm going to do during this video is I'm going to take those off. I'm going to probably use these ones right here, the ones that are holding my beer up right now, and probably paint them, make them look nice, and run it that way, and it'll be a whole lot better. So we'll see what I come up with. All right, see you then. so these are the 4 pieces that I just made. I'm going to clean them up with some mineral spirits, let them dry for a few minutes, and then I'm going to hit them with some gloss black paint, and then put them on the car and see what I come up with. Guess we'll see. Be right back. So I didn't have any mineral spirits, so I'm going to use acetone instead. So what I did was I just dumped a little bit on the 4 pieces, right, and then I have a rag that I put some in, and I just patted them and then scrubbed them really good on each side. It's already done. But yeah, so I know I said mineral spirits, but I didn't have any, so I used acetone. And I got that from, I think, Home Depot or Lowe's or something. You get it pretty much anywhere. But yeah, it works really good on cleaning up metal. So, all right, I'm going to let these dry, and then I'm going to put some paint on them. So these are those long tubes I had referenced in the last video, last weekend, saying that my buddy had, and he was bringing them by on Monday. And he did. And I tried them out, and they fit like shit. And that's probably why I let him borrow them as long as I did. Come on, stay in focus for me. I don't remember the exact brand. I want to say it's like Racing Innovation, Racing something. I don't know. And the fitment is not the greatest, especially with the transmission crossmember I have. I run the Umi TH350 Turbo 350 crossmember that I modified or had help modifying from my buddy Phil to accommodate my Turbo 400 that's in there now. And these things just hit all over the place. I've trimmed as much off of that crossmember as I'm comfortable with cutting off, and I'm just not going to do it anymore. So I'm not going to go with these. I'm probably just going to scrap them or junk them, maybe hang them on the wall and call them garage art. I don't know, but they suck. So if you're thinking about buying a set of those for yours, just know that if you have a transmission crossmember, an aftermarket one that is, they may fit like shit. So just keep that in mind. All right, so while I'm literally waiting on paint to dry, figured I'd just do maybe a quick walk around to the car and show you some of my eyesores. But hey, it's a race car, it's fun. Not everything's legal on it as far as rules and regulations, but honestly, I don't really care. So anyways, it's got a little 3 or 4 gallon Rhodes Racing fuel cell in it. It's got dual Walbro 255 pumps on it. There's one on the other side. You can kind of see the lines running over there. Of course, you know, if you haven't been able to tell already, I'm starting from the back. Here's one of the doors leaning up against the car. It does have Lexan windows on it. The doors are completely gutted, if you can't tell already. I think they weighed in at 35 pounds a piece after I got done gutting them and putting the Lexan on there. They were like 97 pounds beforehand. Hoosier Slicks 2810.5s on the famous Jegs SSR wheels, which I love, and I don't care if they're cheap. I love them. Let's see here, the interior. It's got a dirt racing, Circle Track Dirt Racing Richardson, I think it's called. Yeah, Richardson. Buddy gave it to me. He used to have it in his Circle Track Dirt Track car, and I've had it ever since. It's mounted on a set of seat brackets. Racecraft Industries, I think that stands for. I don't know. It's been a long time. I've had it in here for a while. It's got a cage in it. I recently did some work on the cage. Grant steering wheel, a couple buttons. Y'all saw that in one video. It's got the Terminator X, which is behind that relay panel back there that I made. Fenders aren't on it right now. Because I was going to do a Rock Solid Motorsports tubular front end on the car. And then I decided not to because I have already done the rack and pinion, the control arms, the tubular K-member, all that stuff. And so I had already saved the most amount of weight that I was going to save if I was going to go that route. I talked to Rock Solid Motorsports, and they said basically I'd be trading metal for metal at this point. So I took it off the list of things to do this season, and maybe at a later date or a future project. I don't know. But so anyways, moving right along. That's the mock-up motor, the little 5.3 that I sprayed a bunch of nitrous through last year, and once I get my my new motor back, this block in rotating assembly will be for sale, and I won't be asking much for it. Maybe 100, 150 bucks. I don't know. So, anyways, yeah, no fender on this side either. Cheap Jegs wheels, Hoosier tires. Let's see here. Nitrous bottle, shifter, induction solutions, pressure gauge, which could have seen better from the other side. My wiring mess on my homemade relay panel that I made. I got to clean that up a little bit still, but so far everything I've tested works just fine. Let's see here, my Lexan scoop again. I think I showed you that in a previous video. Anthony Lupi at Lupi Racing Technology. Hit him up. Makes great stuff. Lexan windshield with a brace. Another gutted door with Lexan on it. Let's see here. Remote battery terminals. It's charging, or it's on a trickle charger right now. Might be time to do some with that battery. It's got a yellow top. Like I said, wiring mess. I need to clean all this shit up. There's the other fuel pump. It's got dual pumps, dual filters that feed into a I can't remember if I did a dash 8 or a dash 10 before. I don't know, without looking underneath the car, and I'm not going to do that right now. But it's got a Circle Track Griffin radiator that I put in there. Never had a problem with it. I got it for $100. I looked it up online. Part number still there. And it was like a $400 radiator or higher actually when I looked it up. Yeah, so that's that. And like I said, the car has turbo 400, quick performance 9-inch in it, 456 gears, all that stuff. And I'm gonna go check on this paint real quick, see if it's time to add another coat or flip them over. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna add another coat real quick, and I'll be right back. While I'm waiting on that paint to dry literally, I'm going to eat some pizza that the wife just took out of the oven. I'm going to tear this shit up. Alright, so as you can see, I put the new smaller painted brackets on. Alright. It did have these on here. That's what was on there yesterday. And yeah, those just look like shit. So, like I said, these brackets I believe came off an old transmission cooler I had, and I never used those on. And the holes were already good, spacing was good. All I had to do was trim them to the size I wanted and then paint them. You can see it moves the coils up about 2 inches. The wires still not touching. Right? Go over here to the other side. Same thing. That is a super easy, super inexpensive way to relocate your coils if you're having problems with your spark plug wires touching your headers. I don't care what kind of header it is. If you just need to move your coils out of the way a little bit and you have enough room to go up 1.5 inches, 2 inches, then this is the easiest way to do it. It wouldn't cost more than a couple bucks if you had to do it all from scratch. So again, these are the eBay unbranded, like $90 cheap up and forward facing turbo headers. No, I'm not turbo, but I do run them up and forward. There's a 4-inch pipe that'll be coming off of it. It's over there, and they'll just come out the fenders like I had them last year. So yes, thanks again, Robert at Bad Luck Garage, for the input. It was great. I'm going to provide a link to his channel as well. Make sure you go over there and subscribe as well if you haven't already. Alright, so that's going to do it for today's video. Let's do a little quick recap. Last weekend I tried using a couple different sets of headers. I was not satisfied with the outcome of that. I tried another set that following Monday that a buddy gave me an old set of my headers back. Absolutely hated those. They're going to be garage art most likely, or I'll cut them up and make something else out of them. I don't know yet. So then I was like, I need to pick something and commit to it. So I was like, the up and forward facing turbo headers worked for me last year. My only problem was the spark plug wires. So I started thinking, well, let's just make a new custom wire set. So I reached out on Facebook on LSX Swap 3rd Gens, and Robert Bell was one of the first ones to chime in, and he told me what he did, provided a link. He was very helpful, and I was like, dang, all I got to do is move the coils up 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and make a little bracket, and I'm done. So that's what I did, and that's how it's going to stay. It's a real inexpensive way to do it, and I'm very grateful and very thankful for that support. So in closing, if you need to relocate your coils on the cheap, you don't want to buy those expensive billet brackets and make custom wires and all that stuff, this is a cheap way to do it, and it doesn't look too bad. I think it actually looks pretty good. I may take the actual coil mounts off and sand those down and paint them so they're as bright as the new pieces I just made, but we'll see. So anyway, thanks again. Don't forget to comment, like, dislike, and subscribe. Ring that bell, get all notifications of future content. And thanks for watching the Berserker Racing YouTube channel. Till next time.
The echoes of eternity.